There's so many letters that Dwight had written for her. He has made breakfast. He takes the last Cipro. They start making out. Through these letters, they stayed connected. In her first note, she wrote that you were so nice before and regretted that you had changed me. He always wanted to meet her while being that person she had fallen in love with. That's why he had kept all these. They start kissing and making out. Ranger is at the radio. Finally, he stops and checks the time. Ranger asks that they didn't check in. He says it was crowded at 1:03. Ginny wants him to return with tapes. He wants him to report in 48 hours. Al must have gone out of range. He want to go in the morning. He says they can run away together and Ginny won't find them if they pretend to die. She can't run, kisses, and gets up to get a fork. The door opens and probably someone is inside. He takes an axe and moves to the door. She's not here, but the door is opened. He gets near enough and someone is outside. They are inside as well and kidnap him. He has a mask over his face. It's removed and around him, the same people are standing. He screams for Sherry and tries to run. Takes a gun and asks one of them to tell about Sherry. There are others all around over corners. She's Sherry. The man takes his gun. She apologizes for bringing him like this. These are Ginny's enemies. She wanted to kill all these. They can trust him. They lower their guns. She didn't tell him because they're trying to kill her. That's why she doesn't want to run with him. He aims at Dwight and wants to know where Ginny will go next. They have Al in her camera. He tells him several times that he doesn't know. The man counts down to sign to kill Al. A man stops him and gets here. He's Rolly. She knows now that he twice saved him. He asks him to let him go and ask later. The SWAT van will pass through Old Durham Road. They will blow it up so that they can easily kill Ginny. Al is here. She says they can't blow it. That is a Cayman Series MRAP, and such IED blasts are like speed bumps. Instead of blowing it, they gotta think about stealing it. Horses are ready, and they are in position. The van is here. All put down their masks, ready their grips, and as it crosses, they move, and move. He's heading for Lawton with an ETA of 8 hours. He sees a rider in the rear view. He breaks a wire and his connection is cut. Now others proceed with their role. Sherry asks them to stay on the side to avoid guns. He opens guns and fires at will. They get close enough to hit any bullet. He tries to get them with the truck. They get on back and stay behind. Dwight comes, jumps onto the MRAP, and upon seeing him, he takes big turns to make him fall. He barely stays, gets onto the roof, and falls on the side again. Others are accompanying along. He gets inside and puts a gun at him, but the driver resists. His mask falls. He tries for the gun. He pushes him out of the truck and takes its control. After a while, he stops it. Others get here. That man saw his face, so they run for him. Someone is carrying him. Sherry asks, "Did you save him as well?" Actually, it's contrary this time. They had lost something. He found it. Al will have to interview him again. They thought he died. They got his message. He tells Ginny shot him, and someone saved him. To save them, he has had to hide this from them. He asks about how long it's been since they met. Dwight says it's been a week, and due to Al, he's glad to see this. Sherry is with these people for months. He asks about Grace. They don't know where she is. They'll find all. They look at Sherry. They have brought this dog from a wildlife sanctuary. It seems more like a wolf. Rolly cheers for today's friendship. His eyes were at what could have been inside the MRAP, but he's glad to find them because he has found a place to build with their help. Their Ginny won't be able to find them. Sherry and her guys think this is the best time to attack. He stops them that this is not the right time. First, they should make that place. Then get all of their friends out of settlements. But until then, Morgan forbids them to attack. Sherry asks if he want to go with him. He says they're like a family and are the reason for what he's today. They need a place to hide. They'll go there and wait for the right time to attack. She says she has a plan here. If he want to go with them, he can, but she'll stay with these people until they kill Ginny. He says he'll not go without her. There's loud music. They get in, turn it off, masks down, and ask him about where Ginny is going next time. Rolly throws blood dirt on him, and another man brings in a dog. The prisoner asks what they even did to them. He talks to Sherry. Dwight forbids him to look there. He'll kill him and masks off. He can't let him go now since he has seen him. This man had seen him before in the tape. He doesn't know anything, and the dog attacks him until the chair falls and Morgan asks what's going on here. He said before and is saying again, do not attack now. It'll endanger their people. Dwight has already heard before about making a place. Nothing will happen differently until Ginny dies. If Grace would have said to him to do this, he must have. They will use other ways to open his mouth. Sherry says if Dwight calls her to come, she'll. He checks in and tells about Site 1811, and it has more than 100 alive people, and Ginny must come. They'll be here by evening. He teaches her how to use the MRAP. She asks if he really was gonna let the dog attack that man. He just wanted him to think so. He says they can't take a chance with their game ruiners, including Al and Morgan, until they are done with this work. They are still gonna steal the MRAP. She lied about TNT doing nothing. They need enough gas to reach out a range, otherwise they will blow the MRAP to keep their people safe. Dwight was overhearing them. He says this time it will happen his way. They all are here. Sherry opens the shutter. They give their weapons and ask them to go. They send them into the hall. He says sorry. He says really? Dwight says no, there's one fight and one has to lose. She takes his weapon and asks them to keep him inside as well. She will not let him do anything to let him become human like before. They set their MRAP at position in bushes. Ginny is 10 minutes away. Al is trying to open cuffs. Dwight confesses that they were right, that this is not the right time to attack Ginny since he doesn't want her to go through what they went through. He opens his cuffs. Guns are set and vehicles are at their target. Dwight is out as well. He gets to her. It's Hill and his men, but no Ginny. They are in the target zone. He says if these die and Ginny lives, she probably will kill those who are inside. She didn't want him to become what she hated. He wants the same for her. Hill's convoy leaves. She says, was it necessary to make it hard for her? She's in her room. He knocks and gets in, sits before her, gets on his knees and asks what Ginny did to her. She says it has nothing to do with her. It's about Negan. She had 100 chances, but she didn't do anything. He says it was before. This is not like that. What people did before to change them, he won't let it happen. She wants him to leave then. She says he can't change himself because he reminds her of his older version before all this apocalypse. He gets to the dog, silences it, and frees it. Stays there for a while and gets to Morgan. They have taken Ginny's driver along. He asks if he really is going to kill her. He says they really will altogether. He needs Al's hat and jacket. They make an undead wear it and beat it on the face to ruin it. Rangers always patrol here. They'll find these. Al wants Morgan to meet some people. They were finding a place for them to live. They have found it. Morgan warns them already that there's a lot of work there where they're going. Dwight makes a guiding sign, and they all move along the road.